I keep feeling your love in me over and over again. I keep feeling your love in me over and over again.
Saram everyone. One moment with Swami that I distinctly remember was in 2005. A group of SSC and young adult and musicians all came together, led by Sondriyanti and Bitsi, to perform for Swami, and we got asked to perform pretty quickly within the first 2 days, and I certainly was not expecting that. So when we were getting in line to sit down in the front so we could sing for him, I got extremely shy and self-conscious, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm so close to Swami in his physical form, I've never been this close, I'm getting extremely shy. So unlike the other kids who were trying to rush to the front and sit as close to him as possible, I actually did the opposite. I hid behind a pillar because I was so scared. And throughout the entire program, I sang behind this pillar so that Swami could not see me. And throughout the program, I start to get more and more curious. How is he reacting? How is he liking our songs? How is he liking my low harmony? And so I remember trying to peek out from the pillar just slightly so I could see his facial expression. And literally immediately that I start peeking out, Swami's head turns directly in my direction, and just he looks at me, makes eye contact, and just gives me the broadest smile. And I get so shy that I just go right behind the pillar and just pretend that never happened. But it's always a very sweet memory that I remember, this beautiful smile of his, that one moment that I decided to peer and glance, take a glance and see how he was reacting.
How do you connect with Swami?
I connect with Swami when I'm singing bhajans because I'm literally singing to him. I'm calling his name. It's like I'm inviting him.
Where are you inviting him?
Wherever I am.
Okay. How about in your school, when you're doing your schoolwork and your homework, do you ever think of Baba?
Yes, sometimes I do. When I'm stuck on a question, I need some help, I think of Baba. I'm like, what do I need to do? Please make this decision for me.
And does it happen?
It does. It does.
My sigh and I, my sigh and I, my sigh.
When I think of Baba, I think of diversity and oneness. And when I was in Puttaparthi, I could see his face changing from male to female to older to ancient to modern, and it's just such a gift.
For me, Sai Baba represents joy and love, and so whenever I'm in a situation that's difficult, I think, how would this, how should this be handled? It should be handled in a joyful, loving way, and that guides me. There have also been some times where I have felt Swami's presence in my life. For example, when my older daughter was very small, she had a lot of asthma problems, and one night I couldn't sleep. I was all worried about her health, and then I felt Baba's presence there, and I heard him say to me in Telugu, he said, "Don't worry about her, she's my child after all, I'll take care of her." So I've had some incidents like that where I've felt Swami's presence directly guiding me, and at other times I just use that sort of try to clear my mind by thinking, like, what is the right thing to do? What is the thing that Swami would want us to do in a situation? Sarah.
I keep feeling your love in me.
There are three things that connect me with Sai all the time. These are awareness, surrender, and support. Many years back, I realized that Baba has been shaping my life all along without my knowledge. Once I became aware of this, it was a matter of identifying how he is creating opportunities, creating situations that require my actions. the outcome of these actions, if it matched my expectations, I was filled with happiness and gratitude to Swami. If it did not match my expectations, then I was able to take it as His will. Over the years, this type of inner conversation with Baba has become a constant and continuous process. This is what I understand as constant integrated awareness. That is, He does everything through us, using us as His instrument. Accepting this phenomenon is true surrender as far as I am concerned.
I saw Swami for the first time in 1994, and I had a life-transforming experience with him, and that is the experience that I used to connect with him. And he's always in my thoughts. Whenever I'm not doing anything, I go back to thinking about that experience and many other experiences that I had with him after that, and that has been helped me in my spiritual growth. I still have a long way to go, but I hold on to that experience.
Oh, what a love between my sigh and I. Oh, what a love between my sigh and I.
Every day in the early hours of the morning through chanting the Gayatri Mantra and Nam Smarana, followed by listening to Radio Sai Bhajans. I feel His love and divine energy. I'm then able to carry this energy and connection with Swami throughout the day, without being affected by the ups and downs of everyday life. As Swami says, there is a direct connection between you and me. Never be afraid of anything because God is in you, with you, above you, around you. He follows us like a shadow. Never forget Him. Anything in life can be achieved with faith in God. I found this connection very effective. It's based on my own experience.
Meal is the first thing in the morning. That is what you have to do, at least that's what I do, is appeal to Him and place my problems in front of Him, and He takes care of it. This is my meditation in the morning. Before you see the newspaper and what's happening around the world, have a conversation with Him. That is the only thing that strengthens you, that He's there all the time. And another thing, that whatever He has given has come from Him. Even sometimes without asking, He has given what is good for us. It is not just in staying at home that you get it. Whichever part of the world I have been in, He has come and rescued me. It's not only in trouble, but even in happiness. When I want to share some joy, He's there.
What about Swami?
He has an intelligent brain and He teaches us lessons.
And you said
He's a God.
Oh, and He's God. What else? Do you like His bhajans?
Yeah.
Oh, which one do you like?
I like Baba's. I forgot what it's called.
Occasions I feel that I am completely connected with Swami. I don't want to go around that, but for last many years since I am here in the center, I learn about surrender and acceptance. So basically I am getting something and I have a filter within me that will tell me this is good for me, then I become happy. And if that filter tells that it is bad for me, I become unhappy. So basically I am I'm getting something and I'm accepting or I'm unaccepting. So in the last many years, when I practiced and experienced that whatever I am getting, let me accept everything, because he is the doer of everything. And most of the time when I feel that there is no solution of my problems, I take couple of days, 3 months, sometimes months, sometimes years, and finally those problems are solved in such a nice way that I could not believe that there is such a simple solution. So basically he is the creator of the problem, let him solve it. I should have the patience.
There really is no single moment that I can call upon in terms of connecting with Sai. He just seems to announce his presence at different instances during the day. Most particularly when in the morning right after my Ashtotram chants, when I pick up the Satcharitra to read, even though it's only a couple of pages that I read, there seems to be a new message that pops up from the Satcharitra every time. That really is my daily moment with Sai that helps me kind of pull through the day.
The way I connect with Swami is, tests in school are always very stressful. So whenever I feel like I need some extra luck on a test, I always write Swami's name on somewhere on the first page of the test.
And does it help?
I don't know because I've never not written it there. So.
Very nice.
Moment with Sai. I talk with Swami when I'm driving, or even for the littlest of things, like even when I'm parking, I'll say, oh, sometimes I wish that, oh Swami, I wish I find a good parking spot, and it's, I would find it, and then I would pay my gratitude. Oh, thank you Swami, I found the parking. And it's like, talking to a parent. That's why I try and communicate with him. If I don't find parking, that's fine also, because then it wasn't meant for me on that particular day, and probably I didn't deserve it. So I try to have an open dialogue with him. It's like the bhajan also says, every moment of my life, please be with me. In every single act of mine, be thou my guide.
In 2007, I was part of a youth conference, and I was in Parthi, and I thought that was the pinnacle of my life because of the amount of effort it took to get there. We had done like all these sadhanas, and it was amazing to see what you can do when you put your mind to it. So I think that was the biggest, that was the top of my spiritual journey, or at least I thought that was the top. Ever since then, it's always been a challenge as to, how do you prioritize and how do you give time to your spiritual journey and to Sai. But now I've come to a realization it isn't so much. It changes over time. And so today, it is spending time with her that is my spiritual connection.
So, I'm reminded of this couplet. It's a very famous qawwali that we often hear. Mohabbat ki kami dil mein, agar ehsaas hota hai, zara jhanko to paoge ki sai paas hota hai. So, there are moments when you really, in your extreme emotions, when you're really sad, when you're really happy, then definitely, sometimes you feel so close to him, you're talking to him. And then there are moments where, you're lost in your own worries of the world, where sometimes you may feel that, you're not connected. But he has his own ways to make you remember. So I think eventually it's the grace that you win over a period of time, by acting on what he expects of you. But when he says your life is my message, and if we can, to whatever extent we can, to the best of our abilities, if we do that, and the grace you get from that, there's never going to be a moment then when you feel that you're not connected to him, and even if you fall astray, he will find a way to connect with you. Sai.
As far as how I connect with him, I think connect every single time, because there are times I'm running late to work and I'll say hit a green light and say thank you Baba for allowing me to hit the green light, and next light is green, third light is green, and it's like I sail right through. So things somehow go right. If I really, help me or whatever, I feel if I'm doing the right thing, somehow things always work out. And as I said earlier, and I keep repeating that, is that my feel always is that my life is going, not necessarily going the way I planned it, but it's definitely going the way Baba planned it. And I have to accept whatever it is that he's doing, live in the moment, live by the day, rather than worrying about what the future holds for me. I am a worrywart, so that to not worry about the future is important.
How I connect with Swami is like through listening to his bhajans, and a lot of incidences are there, like at times at work sometimes I do some mistake. I think I did a huge mistake or something, then I pray to him, and for some reason whatever I have done turns out to be good. So I feel like he's always watching over me and watching over my actions, and he helps me he directs me in whatever I do, and I truly believe on that, and it makes me do my work with more dedication. And
Is it that you like Baba better than Legos, or do you?
I think Baba and Legos are equal because everything is God. So Baba and Legos are equal because Baba's God and Legos are God.
Very good. How about Transformers?
Same, because
Really?
everything is God. Baba and Legos, I like them equally because I like God.
Sounds good to me. What your mom just said?
No.
She said, today you are Baba for her. What do you think about that?
No.
Do you agree? Did you find an Easter egg? Did you find Baba in your Easter egg?
No.
Why not? Where was he? Where's Baba then? If he's not in the egg. He's not in the egg, he's not in mom. Where is he then?
I don't know.
You saw him downstairs, didn't you, when you were singing the bhajan? Did you see pictures of him? Which one? Big
The one in the book?
The one in the book? What other pictures did you see? How about the one in the front, the altar? Did you see that one? What kind of toys do you like?
Do you
None?
like coming to bhajans? What do you like about coming to bhajans?
Easter egg hunt.
The Easter egg hunt. And do you like singing? Why do you like to sing?
Because we can sing on our song.
You can sing your own song?
Bhajan session. The way I connect with Swami is it's kind of everywhere. The thing is, like you all know that I'm in Michigan nowadays, away from my family, away from you all. So whenever I come back home alone, I feel that someone is there, Swami is there, and he's helping me, directing me in my goals, in my whatever I do, wherever I go, I feel he's there, and it's giving me opportunity to connect with him a little more. So a little incident happened a few days back. So I've been watching Sudput, the Karan, for almost 1.5 to 2 years. A day comes that when Lord Krishna was leaving his physical form, Arjuna was crying. Krishna said that, okay, stand up, now it's time for you to be independent and take your own decisions. I'm here to direct you, but not in physical form. I was not feeling easiness. It was very uneasy feeling that I was getting. So I was telling Rakhi that, okay, this happened and I'm not very happy and it's not very easy moment actually. So, but I didn't realize that it was April 24th. Yes, it was the day when Mahasamadhi happened and Swami merged into among all of us actually and left his physical form. So Swami made me realize that I didn't go anywhere. I'm here with you all, with you at this moment. You see me and I'm here to connect with you.
I think mostly it's for me, it's bhajans when I come here. It's during the week, there's so many things going on during work and at home, family. And when you come here, you come with a lot of questions and it's
kind of when you're singing and it's something just strikes you, and it's like connecting to Baba or connecting to Bhagwan in a way. And sometimes I've seen that when I come with so many questions, I find it a little bit peace when I leave, and it helps me to think the process. It just brings peace to me. The bhajan.
With Swami Atma?
Every morning when I do Sandhya Vandanam, it helps me go through the day, and like whenever I have a tough time, it helps me get through it. So, yeah.
And do you connect with Swami while doing homework or in school? Have you ever thought of him?
Yeah, when I'm doing tests and I get really stuck on a question, I just think of him and I see and I pray to him and I ask if he can give me the answer to it.
I'll do that the next time I have a test.
It was an honor to be chosen as a SSC coordinator, so I thought that I will contribute something to the center from which I have been benefiting for almost a decade now. But surprise, surprise, it looks like, I am learning by interacting with kids, various lessons from them. So instead of we teaching children, actually children are teaching, or in other words, Baba is teaching us through children with various interactions. So this is my moment with Baba more recently, one of the recent moments.
When I'm like trying like food at a new restaurant, I always like say 3 Gayathris before I eat, because like just in case, even if I know that there's nothing in it, just to make sure that I can eat it and everything's safe. Like I always say that. That helps me connect.
So I take Baba not as a person, physical form. I go through what his teachings are, what his messages are, and how we can implement it in our life so that we can go forward. So that's how I connect with Baba.
Sarah, thanks for this wonderful opportunity to be able to share my moment with Swami. Swami has been a very, very strong influence in my life right from I was a kid. It's just that he just came into my life and said, this is what your life is going to be. I didn't have any control. But the primary source of me connecting to Swami is through his bhajans. I always believe that the Namasmarana will guide and guard me. Not today, every day, and it has been, guiding me and guarding me, I feel, and it will continue to do so. That's the best way I feel like I connect to Swami. And now I'm trying to read more of Swami's discourses and trying to connect with him even more and trying to put his teachings into practice.
I experience almost some emptiness, shunyastiti, nothing, no desire. I feel at peace with him. Generally, I do not ask the Swami to give me this or give me that. So I am at peace with him. I experience a bit of quietness, calmness, in a way bliss of.
So I think the main attraction for me with Swami has been, particularly since he is no longer with us in the physical form. He used to say, my life is my message, but now we have to make our life his message. So I try to dedicate my life to being and trying to follow his teachings. Basically, love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. And how does one do this? One of the ways is to, in my ability to practice his teachings,
I try to remember him at all times, and how I do that is, and I've done this for many, many years, all my logon passwords have Sai Baba in the password. And I remember Jack Hislop, after one retreat, had a talk with a few of us privately, and he said that what he tries to do is keep Swami's name on his breath at all times. And how does one do this? One tries to just think of him all the time, and the proof I have that I do it fairly frequently is whenever I've had a car accident, I'm immediately able to call Swami Om Sai Ram, and every accident, the outcome has been very positive. So I would say the main thing to do to try and live his message is to do every act dedicated to him.
Swami's quote has really made me think more positively and approach things in a better way. There are certain situations when I don't know how to react. I usually chant his name, and that has helped me overcome those moments. There are a couple incidents when I was driving. It was quite a close call, but fortunately I was fine, and I can immediately relate and say that Swami is always there protecting us at every moment of our life.
तू खुद की खोज में निकल, किस लिए हताश है? तो चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश।
I connect with Swami every day before going to bed and throughout the day. I pray to him every night and feel that I am talking directly to him. Whenever encountering a situation or problem that gives me stress or anxiety, I immediately think of Swami and know that he will take care of it and find a solution. As Swami says, why fear when I am here? You should never put too much pressure on yourself or stress yourself out too much when he can take care of it. I always try to remember this and apply it to myself as it helped me decide where to go to college.
I first met Swami at Whitefield in Bangalore during my school years, and ever since I've been in his fold. I have always enjoyed the great vibrations from the bhajans and the simple teachings that Swami has imparted that are powerful messages for humanity to follow. Like love all, serve all, hurt never, help ever. If we take one step towards Swami, he takes 100 towards us. Surrendering to Swami is the best way to go. I've always taken Swami's messages seriously, like when I'm dealing with numbers and I have to make a critical decision. When I see the number 9 or a summation that results in number 9, I know Swami is giving me the thumbs up to go ahead, to move forward with the transaction, which gives me a lot of peace of mind getting into it.
I just wanted to share that we had a really beautiful experience. I had a personally beautiful experience when we were practicing for Aradhana Day. It started at Shivratri, it continued with Aradhana Day, and then it continues till today, which is Ishwaramma Day actually. So Sundari had a beautiful vision of Swami who gave her 9 bhajans, and she requested that I put some sort of narration together for them. And when I put the narration together and I watched the Aradhana Day celebrations in Parthi, they were talking about the same thing, and I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing. They were talking about the 9 steps of devotion, the 9 pathways to God. And our theme was unity, purity, and divinity. So when we were practicing for Ishwaramma Day, I happened to find an article from Parthi, and lo and behold, their theme of the day was unity, purity, and divinity. And the quote that really struck me, because in our bhajans we have a lot of fun, but we also practice really hard, and we try to achieve perfection in our little way. So what struck me was Dr. Michael Goldstein said, "We who are imperfect join together to achieve perfection." And I thought, was somebody listening to our little group because we are imperfect individually, but when we come together, we do strive for perfection. So I sent a little message to our singing group and I said, look at this, you know, we have unity, purity, and divinity that we started off with. We strive for perfection through our bhajan practice. And when we present the song, we try to make it a heavenly experience for everyone, which is what Kavita Krishnamurti did when she sang Janam Diya Tune Sai Ko. So I wanted to share that with all of you. Thank you very much.
I guess each waking moment that I have every day is a special moment with Swami. I pray to Swami every day that Swami give me the courage, give me the ability to take on anything that comes through my life through the day, and he does that. And there are many testing moments, and I'm still not perfect. I constantly ask him for guidance, and it's constantly coming. And there have been, as I said, there have been moments when I felt I cannot do it anymore, and it's like simplest of things, you know, like the demands of our daily lives, and so he keeps telling me, whatever you are doing, think that you are doing it for me. And the moment that happens, whenever I think that this is what I'm doing this for Swami, it just dissipates. Everything dissipates. My energy level goes up. My desire goes up. My will goes up, and everything is like, you know, okay, so I'm doing this for Swami, and I can do it. And he gives me the strength and the courage to do it.
Sairam, my journey with Swami started out when I was 3 years old. So that was the starting of my Aksharabhyasa with Swami. So I was being just a very naughty kid though that time. So I had a chalk in my hand, and when Swami, the first day when he came, I had the chalk, but we didn't get the Aksharabhyasa and Padnamskar that day. The second day also the same, and the third day I had eaten the chalk, but I didn't have the chalk, but Swami was in front of me. And then, like, you know, Swami took the slate where I had the board with me, and then he holded my hand and he wrote Om. I don't know where the chalk came from. So from there my journey started, until today I've been going through the same, you know, every minute it's been very important with Swami. And so whatever work I do, I just...
Sairam, my name is Mrinal, and today I just want to share an experience that I had with Baba. So one day my mom woke up as usual, and she came down to where we had the puja. So then she just called me in a surprising way, Mrinal, wake up. And then I came down, and she just showed me this bowl, and then she's like, did you put this there? And that bowl, it had vibhuti in it. And I was like, no, I didn't put it in there. And then my mom, she called my dad, and then she asked the same question, did you put this there? And then he's like, no. And that bowl had vibhuti in it, and it was just sitting there right in front of Swami's feet.
I'm connected with him all over my life, from my childhood on, with my experiences. But one thing he makes me sometimes. First I'll get mad at him for simple things, and then some people get same thing so easily. Everybody, why I'm getting that not easy? And then I have to calm down. Then after a while I suffer, maybe pain maybe inside. Then I'll get it. I'm reaching it, yeah. Maybe that's like he wants to teach me. If you get it easy, it won't be tasty. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing sometimes. This is all his mithya. But he's watching me, I think. Without his help, I ran away from big accidents, horrible accidents. I don't know how I survived.
with seizures on the road and everything. I survived. I don't know how it happened. Everybody's surprised. Nobody believes me also if I tell my experience. He's watching over my head.
But the truth of the matter is, I have learned that he is with me all the time. And I have to stay connected with him. And it's not about him not being there, but it's me not connecting to him. And I constantly search on how to connect. Every day my quest is how to connect. To me, one of the ways is the Sai Center. Second is my own child and how he questions me. And third is my own husband, who may not be in the Sai fold, but who actually practices it more than I do. He takes what I say, come back and say, and he repeats back to me, isn't that what you told me? I also think one of the slokas I heard my grandmother repeat is Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja in the Gita, and to me, I recite it all the time. And one of the biggest things Baba has taught me is he's given me many difficulties. But I really think it is so I keep very close to him. I've learned from the Kunti story in the Bhagavatam that only through difficulty comes the yearning. Only through the tough experiences of life is there a real desire, and the word is yearning, to get to him. And he constantly tests by giving that. But I have been able to, instead of turn outward, find some way to hold on to his feet.
One way I connect with Swami is through bhajans. While singing bhajans, the thoughts and mind tend to be pure and void of any distractions that can inhibit your connection with Swami. In this way, singing bhajans have been a strong way for me to connect with Swami. Another way I connect with Swami is through prayer. Every morning I make it a point to say a prayer before I wake up in order to start my day in a more positive light. I also connect with Swami through making decisions in my daily life. Whenever I have a critical or important decision, I always ask Swami, as I know regardless of the outcome, he will put me on the right path. This has helped me surrender and put my faith and trust into Swami. It helps me in the present day to make decisions, and it also helps me in the future as I live through my decisions in a positive way. Sometimes when making important decisions and when the desirable outcome is not achieved, I tend to regret or repent these decisions, and now knowing that Swami is guiding me through my decisions, I know that I'm in this position for a reason, and it helps me live through my decisions in a more positive way.
Pardon me, would you have any grey poupon? But of course. Pull forward, please. Reverse. Go forward. No. Reverse. What is he doing? Come back. Reverse.
My special moment with Swami was in 1985. We were in Puttaparthi, we were leaving, and he was driving in, and both our windows were down, and I made eye contact with him. And it reminded me of the Grey Poupon commercial, where there are two people driving in a car and they make eye contact, and the more important person holds up the Grey Poupon. In this case, it was me who held up the Grey Poupon.
I connect with Swami every day through praying and chanting to him every evening before I go to bed. After I pray to him, I can feel his presence inside me, and I can just tell that everything will be okay. The simplest concept of just praying to Swami can do so much for everyone. As Swami says, come just one step forward, I shall take 100 towards you. Shed one tear, I shall wipe 100 from your eyes. Always remember Swami, because he's always with you wherever you go. Belief in Swami will only bring success in your life.
Swami has been in our lives, and every morning I remind myself that he is our guide. So I ask him for forgiveness what I've done the prior day, and for his blessing for the day coming ahead, to do everything with his teaching, to be truthful, to be kind to people and obliging, and to find ways to be helpful to people. And that's what I pray every morning and try to remind myself every moment, and I test myself and measure whether I'm doing that or not. And that's been Swami's blessing to me.
Swami is us and we are Swami. We are not different from Swami. Even though he may have left his physical body, he is still within us. He wants us to recognize that. He wants us to communicate and commune with other human beings in the oneness. It is only when we have that oneness that when we recognize the Swami in us, that we'll be able to recognize the Swami in others. Saira.
As I reflect, I realize that I have way too many attachments. In a way, it's been a real blessing that I have never been to Puttaparthi, that I have never experienced the special miracles of manifestations, and that I've never felt the angst over seeking Swami's physical darshan or having a special interview with him. After all, any such darshan or interview would be at the cost of someone else missing out on their special moment. Swami has made sure that I have no choice but to work and connect with him at a different level, without any physical attachment. I connect with my Swami through all of you at the center. I then connect with Swami's work outside the center when I can. The center has been the only grounding for me and my family through the most formidable years of our lives, and for this I am grateful. There are moments when Swami feels really close and other times where he seems very far off, even though I know he is right where I left him last. He's also right there where you left him last. Swami is our connection. He is the only way to connect. I don't believe in special miracles. Every moment is a miracle. It is all just his plan. My sadhana now is to stop searching for a special moment with Sai and to living every moment with Sai. In every moment of my life, please be with me.
Over and over again, and it's sweeter and sweeter as the days go by. Oh, what a love between my Sai and I, 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 my Sai and I keep feeling your love in me over and over.